I noticed on the poster there's you and 3 attractive women.
Yeah.
Is that the ratio that you like?
I mean, goodness gracious. I mean, that is a loaded question. Sure, who wouldn't? Yeah, especially those 3. I mean, those, 3 movie stars. Yeah, why not? I'm genuinely surprised. I mean, I'm kind of like, it looks like something I would have, made and put on like a dream board when I was, like 20 years old, and say that'd be neat. But then lo and behold, here it is in reality.
Because you play in the same genre, being romantic comedy, how was it for you to work finally with Gary Marshall, who's kind of the grandfather of the genre?
He really is, yeah, to a degree. Yeah, no, I mean, that's why I said, yes, that's why the interest in doing the film is to work with Gary. I mean, I would have been satisfied with a few lunches as well, just because he's one of those guys that's a great storyteller that has, as the saying goes, forgotten more about comedy than I ever will, and I was raised by his work. I mean, my favorite film of his is Nothing in Common by Tom Hanks, Jackie Gleason, which showed this great emotional side of Tom Hanks that at that point we didn't know as well as we know now as an actor. I mean, you can only assume it about him as a man, but he, I was a fan of Splash and Bosom Buddies, so then to see when he did that film about a father and son's relationship, I was like, I didn't know it at that point because I was, 12. I'm watching it on cable, like during the summer, and then you look back and you're like, wow, that's amazing. So I asked him all these questions the first time we met about that film, and yeah, he's just, that enthusiasm he has for making movies is present, from talking about anything he's ever done to being very present when we're in the middle of making a new one. So it was a no-brainer for me.
Right. Well, since you've been involved in several, what do you think are the key components to a successful romantic comedy, if there is such a thing?
Yeah. What are well, I mean, gosh, did you ask Gary that? Because I'd want to know his answers. I think my answer is who cares, really. But I guess what I respond to is a chemistry of your lead actors, whoever they are, that you want to. I don't know. There's that magic that you can't quite. You try to cast it, but you never know if it's going to be there or not. And I don't know if I'm capable of even pulling it off, but I know when I see it as a fan of things. There's also, when jokes in the comedy come from the situation and the characters versus the time and place in which they occur, because I think that gives it a timelessness, and that's something I've always responded. So like you can still watch Pretty Woman and still understand the class issues of that film, and we've all walked into somewhere maybe not looking our best and have someone that works there, maybe second guess why we're there or what our intentions are. And I think that's something that doesn't feel exclusively like only something that could happen in 1988. I think that still happens in 2016 and will for many years beyond that. So I think a timelessness to the comedy and that chemistry are the 2 biggest components. And good music. Good music always helps.
Well, you and Jennifer Aniston, get along pretty well, obviously, and have a certain chemistry. Did they call you the Millers just because on set?
I'm trying to remember if we did film anything in that regards. Different, probably not. We probably legally weren't allowed to. But I would be. I mean, yeah. When I find out, because when you get hired and you sort of like when I'm asking, oh, who plays Sandy? Who I know I just meet. No spoilers, but towards the end of the film, like, and they're like, Jen. I was like, oh, that's great. Okay, that's easy. Like, you don't have to. There's no the chemistry I wasn't concerned about, because at this point we had it as 2 individuals as people, but then I've seen and felt and have heard kind things about people responding to our chemistry and our filmed work. So I was like, oh, well, that's great. I look forward to it. Yeah.